Alright, today we are going to be going over the PeopleNet training for the PD4 module. As you see, whenever you turn on your truck, this will be the login screen. Everyone will need to log into the truck before they can change any duty statuses. I have currently already put in my driver ID and my password. Your driver ID will be your driver ID code. Your password will also be your driver ID code. Once you have that in, you will hit submit. You'll have to give it just a moment. Excuse the dead time. It does take a minute for it to load everything. Alright, as you can see, this will be your initial login screen. I am the active driver. There's my name there, and my current duty status is off duty. If I'm coming to work, this will be your duty status change, where you will come either to your sleeper berth, which would be line 2, drive time line 3, on duty, not driving, line 4. Obviously, if we're first coming to work, we'll be on duty, not driving. We click that duty status change. This is where it'll ask for all your trailer information. So under trailer 1, I have currently 9270. Enter your shipping information here on line 3. Most people are putting the US mail, USPS. It's just like the shipper/commodity on a paper log. Once that is submitted, there's a button here. You'll press OK. And now it's going to ask that you are certifying that all your previous logs are true and correct. I will push yes. After every duty status change, you will have to confirm your duty status change. So as you can see, the first line will have your driver ID code, your status change going from off duty to on duty. We are running a USA 70 and 8. Hours of service, our trailer number, our shipping information, and then our location, which is pinged by the GPS unit itself. We will hit OK to confirm. Okay, this is going to be your home screen. There are, let's see, 6 tabs that you can access through this home screen. 3 of which, the workflow, your navigation, and scanning, are not compatible on this device, nor do we need it, so we will not be going over those tabs. The first tab I'm going to go over is our messaging system. As you can see, when you hit the messaging button, it's going to bring up several icons. Everything will have a description below. This one here is your inbox. You can create an email. You can create a form. You have your hotkeys, your address book, drafts, the sent mail, saved mail, and your outbox. If we go here to inbox, you can access all of those same icons within this page. You have your inbox here. You have your saved mail, your outbox, sent mail, and drafts. All you have to do is click one of the icons or the words, and it will take you to that screen. When you have a message, there is a little envelope here at the bottom left corner of your screen that will indicate that you have an unread message. If you have an unread message, I'm going to turn up the volume here. Maybe you guys can hear it. You can play any unread message right here. It'll say play.
Message from PeopleNet. Send. Wednesday, September 20th, 2007.
The system will read the message to you. Once you're done, you can either save it, you can reply to the message, delete the message. This is where you will empty all of your trash. You can view the message again. You have an email and then your form, just like I said in the original screen as an icon. You can reach everything here. Whenever you deliver to a post office, pick up from a post office, make your relay point, dispatch has asked that you fill out a specific form. So what you'll do here in the messaging section is you can go here to form, hit form, and then you'll have a tab here for load information. If you hit load information, you hit OK, and it's going to give you a form that you're going to email into dispatch. So you will choose your contract number. You'll have your trip number, which you will type in manually. You'll have your trailer number that you will type in manually. Your load percentage. And then you will hit send. That is all you have to do in order to send your load information. You will do that at every every delivery and every pickup at a post office and every relay point. Moving on to the next tab, we're going to go over the vehicle section. The vehicle section is going to be reading everything directly related to the ECM, which is the electronic computer module that this system is hooked up to. Your engine data is going to give you all of your current engine information. How long the truck has been on, your current RPMs, odometer readings, miles per gallon, average speed, so on and so forth. This also shows your overspeeds, excess speeds, idle percentages, seatbelt usage, fuel tank percentages, DEF percentages as well. You can clear this after every trip, after every shift, if you're trying to keep up with your own miles per gallon. You can go here to fault codes. I'm sorry, I'm running a little fast for you. Here on the fault codes, you can hit this button and it'll show any current fault codes that you have without having to hook up to any kind of shop computer to read. So we'll have a fault ID, the date that the fault came across, the time that it came across, and a kind of a general description of what the fault is. Our maintenance department can access your truck through our main system and also see what codes you are pulling and hopefully be able to more proactively approach any kind of issues that you are having maintenance in regards to the maintenance of the vehicle. This will be for your logout and your team driver operations. As you can see, you have a login, a logout, your device training, and then change user. Since I am the only one logged into the truck at the time, I cannot change the user. So I'm going to go ahead and log in a co-driver for this trip so you can see how it works. We're going to type in his driver ID and his password, and we'll hit submit. And it has received his information and is now downloading his last 2 weeks of logs. So again, it's going to bring your co-driver to the same login screen. I am obviously the driver supposedly going on duty. He would be going into the sleeper berth. It will ask you then, is Ryan Evans your co-driver for this trip? You will then select yes. It will auto-populate the same information that I put in for mine. We will hit OK. He will certify that his logs are true and correct. We will hit yes. It is now confirming that driver ID code is going from off-duty to sleeper berth, running a USA 70 and 8 with trailer number 9270, US mail UPS, his current location, and OK. So now, in a situation like this, the person who logs in last becomes the active user. So you would go back here to driver, change user, and as you can see, the last driver that logged in is the active user. We will switch. This is the same process you will do whenever you switch drivers, whenever you're making your swaps. One's going to the sleeper berth to on duty and vice versa. All you have to do is hit switch and back. So now I have a co-driver and I can change users at any point. Log in, log out, and then this device training has little videos on the device alone to give you a quick update if you have forgotten how to do something. We're going to go here to the System tab. The System tab is a tab that you should never actually need to access unless there is a issue regarding the head unit or the onboard computer. Your Settings tab will have all the settings that are preset for our company policies. You have English as your language, US units, time zone is central, which is based upon your driver ID code. So for the drivers on the East Coast or the West Coast, it will be designed for you based upon your driver ID. It will display the calendar. You can sort messages, audio feedback, backlight, all that information. All of it is preset, nothing you really need to change. Your OBC diagnostics. The only time you'll ever go into this deal is if there's a like I said, an error with the system, and PeopleNet walks you through a diagnostic to figure out what the problem is, or our shop walks you through a diagnostic to figure out what the problem is. Otherwise, there's no need to ever be in it. The following 3 tabs you will never need to be in because it's all just device information. So this will have the serial number, memory, ignition, Wi-Fi capable, just kind of basic IT information. Your OTAP is going to be your satellite information. Your version is going to be the current software versions that are running the system. For the last short tab that we have will be our roadside inspection tab. This is basically a quick reference for when you get pulled over by DOT. You can hit this button with the little officer and it'll bring you a hours of service summary for the officer to look at. It'll have your current drive time, your current on duty time, how long till your 30-minute break, your current 70 hours and 8 days. If you go down here, it will show the opposite, showing that you have I currently have 9 minutes into my 70 and 8, 0 time driving, 9 minutes on duty, 10 minutes now, 10 minutes into the sleeper berth for my co-driver, 10:24 of current off-duty period for this particular day. It will log your miles driven, and your miles today and your PC miles. We'll never use this border snapshot because we do not go into Canada. As you can see down here, you can hit 1 day. It will show you a grid of your log for the current day that you're in. You can hit a 7 day. Your 7 day will show 7 days of duty status changes in a grid form. You can have your drive time and your total on duty time totaled out for each day on each grid section. And then here is your 8 day. And then back to your summary. Now we're going to go over the actual logging portion. This will be the screen that you will operate 95% of the time. This first tab is your duty status. This is where you will change your duty status. As I am currently the active user, it'll have my name and my duty status. I am currently on duty. I can push any of the lines to change my duty status. Down here on your on duty time or on duty line, you have 4 tabs that you can basically quick flag what you're doing. So we have your loading, your unloading, fuel time, and an inspection. If you go here to inspection, you can actually do your pre-trip and your post-trip inspections. So it'll bring up the inspections tab. You can access a new inspection or an existing inspection if you made a mistake and need to make a change. We're going to go ahead and do a new inspection. So since I'm first starting my day, I'm going to go ahead and do my pre-trip. At this point, I will be able to do my... Now, hold on a minute. Okay, so this truck is new, so I don't have the actual DVIR portion set up, but it will bring up a DVIR in which you will fill out. The DVIR will get sent to our maintenance department, and if any violations are shown, they will be able to address it immediately. So back here, and then also with that, it will flag you as doing a pre-trip inspection. If you are doing anything other than loading, unloading, fuel, inspect, you can go here to other. You hit other, you can manually enter what that stop was for. For your breaks, whenever you take your 30-minute break, here on the off-duty line is an off-duty break. You can hit off-duty break, it will highlight your break, you hit select. And like I said before, any change in your duty status, there will be a confirmation. So RE 1986 is going from on duty to off duty. USA 78 trailer number, shipping information, location, and then under remarks, it flags my break. I will hit OK. Now my break is in session. At the bottom center, it will actually have a count to how long you've been on break. Obviously, I'm at double zeros because I just changed my status, but as I sit here longer, it will progressively get higher and higher until my 30 minutes is up. I do suggest that you do a 31-minute break because it ensures that the system doesn't short you, because if it shorts you, you will have to restart the brake. The View Hours of Service tab. This tab here is the exact same tab that you saw on the roadside inspection. You just have to go to several pages to get to it. This is for your records. Again, I suggest that you always go to the roadside inspection tab for any DOT inspection, but it has the exact same information with the 1 day, the 7 day, the 8 day, and your summary. Your regulations will never change. You have two options, a USA 70 and 8 and a Canada 70 and 7. Since we do not run into Canada, we will never change from the USA 70 and 8. You have your own inspections tab. So here, instead of going through the duty status change, you can go do an inspection through your eDriver logs tab. So you'll hit it, and again, you have a new inspection, and you have your pre-trip and inter-trip, which we do not require, your post-trip, and then a DOT inspection. If you are pulled over for a roadside inspection, you will need to go here and flag it as a DOT inspection. Your updates. Your updates are going to be whenever you swap loads, things like that. You can go here to load, and you will insert a second trailer or a third trailer. Obviously, our shipping information isn't going to change because all we haul is U.S. mail. Under optional remarks, you can type in a drop-in hook or a relay or whatever in order to designate why you are now hauling a different trailer. You have your driving status. You can update your driving status. However, you can also just go to the driving status tab in order to do it. The citations, we are not going to require you to submit citations through the system, as you are required to submit any DOT inspection / citation information to the safety director upon completion of your trip. Your annotations. Anytime that there is a correction to your log, you will be required to certify that correction. So if you make a mistake, for instance, if you fail to log out of the system and it shows you as on duty not driving for your 34-hour restart, we can change that information to show you as off duty. You will have to certify that that is correct. There will also be a form, just as a violation sheet that we currently use for violations, that you would certify that these changes are correct as well. The next tab here is your certify logs. We do want you to certify your logs a minimum of twice daily. Well, I say daily, but twice on 2 different intervals. Whenever you change your duty status from going to the sleeper berth or off duty and onto on duty, you will certify your logs. After your post-trip inspection is complete and you're going from on duty to sleeper berth, you will certify your logs as well. You can certify your logs as many times as you change your duty status. Now we have our transmit logs tab. The transmit log would be if a DOT officer does not get into your vehicle but has access through a phone or email, you can actually send your previous 7 days logs to a DOT officer or to a scale house for review. The first box here is the fax number. The second box here is the email address, which they will give to you at the time of inspection. Once they get submitted, they will have it, and everything will be available for them to review. You can also send your logs to yourself. You can either put in a fax number or your email address and get your previous 7 logs sent to yourself every week. We will have access to 6 months worth of logs in-house, so if you want those at any given time, you can just call the safety director, Jordan Robertson, or Jill Black, our log auditor. We can access those logs and send them to you. Now, regarding your duty status changes, whenever you are on duty, as soon as the truck starts driving, it will automatically take you to the drive line after you surpass 1 mile of driving. Once you stop for 3 minutes, it will automatically take you from driving down to on duty not driving. So everything you do will be logged as what the truck is doing. The only manual duty status changes you will have to do is going from lines 3 and 4 to either lines 1 or 2, and vice versa. Lines 1 and 2, you will have to manually go to lines 3 or 4. Once coming out of a sleeper berth, you do have to make a manual duty status change. Otherwise, the last person in the sleeper berth will be pulled, or I'm sorry, the last person driving will be pulled back into driving. So if you're coming out of the sleeper berth, you will need to come here to on duty not driving before you start driving. Once you start driving, at that point it will recognize the switch of user and then log it under the correct book. If it gets logged under the wrong book, it is very difficult to change. And it will have to be associated to a driver. We cannot reduce or lengthen your drive time, off-duty time, sleeper berth time, or on-duty time. We can only make changes to duty statuses based upon what is shown on the log. We cannot take drive time down to on-duty time not driving. So be sure that you make the correct duty status changes. And again, this is just like a log set up with lines 1, 2, 3, and 4. That will conclude the training portion of our PD4 PeopleNet system. Obviously, if you have any questions regarding the operation or if any mistakes are made, you can give us a call at 972-790-3777. You can dial extensions 162, 112, or 154, and we can get you to someone who can help you answer any questions you may have. The final portion of this, I will show you how to properly log out, which you will need to do once you return to your home terminal. So for Dallas-based drivers, once they are finished with their trip and are going home, they will come here to the driver tab. They will go to log out. It says press yes to log out and leave the truck. Press no to log out only. You will always log out and leave the truck. So you will always hit yes. I am going from on duty to off duty. This is typically the screen that would show a DVIR. However, like I said, this is a brand new truck and it has not been properly set up yet. So there will be a drop-down menu of a DVIR that you'll need to fill out. But for now, we're just going to skip this. And now we're back to our confirmation screen. I'm going from on duty to off duty. This is the trailer number, shipping information, or my location. Okay to confirm. And now I am logged out. As you can see, it did not log me out because I have a co-driver in the truck. The co-driver will also need to go through the same process. So we'll go back here to driver, log out. We are going to, yes, log out and leave the truck. He is going from sleeper berth to off duty. Again, we will have that DVIR section there. Oh, I'm sorry about that. He is going to confirm sleeper to off duty. Okay. And we are not going to touch anything until it takes us back to the home screen. Okay, we are back to the home screen, which shows that we have effectively and fully have logged out of the system, and this will finalize our training. Thank you.